Did a shop owner who claimed on YouTube to be making $62,000 a month walk off with over $100,000 in cards? Thanks to a PSA group submission scam. We've got a nightmare situation developing out of Bellingham, Washington. There are already lawyers involved, folks. Is this Mark's Cards Part 2? All that and more on this special edition of Sports Card Radio.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Las Vegas Card Show. We're here on Friday, opening day.
Card Collector 2, why you trust in Mark's Cards? This was supposedly somebody you met through a mutual friend. What are you doing?
We'll see what the weekend brings. We'll see what kind of buys we do, what kind of trades.
Why are you trusting Mark's Cards?
More importantly, who we meet here. Because as you know, with me, it's all about the vibes.
Okay, about a month ago, we spoke about a developing situation out of Bellingham, Washington, with a shop called Turf and Dirt Sports Cards. During the COVID boom, although never an authorized PSA group submitter, Turf and Dirt would take in customer cards and get them graded by PSA. Well, it turns out that several customers of Turf and Dirt have been waiting for their cards for over a year and are wondering what the heck is going on.
Yeah.
Some have began posting to a Facebook group called Sports Card Scammer Tracker, and Turf and Dirt has responded to customers with a mind-blowing email that was sent yesterday. Turf and Dirt took the Mark's Cards approach and blamed PSA for the cards never being returned. During COVID, PSA actually shut down accepting new submissions, and some of the orders going out took over a year to return.
Hello.
Turf and Dirt claims that PSA liquidated off a portion of their cards without their knowledge. First of all, the only time PSA would liquidate your stuff is if you didn't pay the bill and were given every opportunity to pay it. I'd imagine PSA and any other grading company would blow up your phone and email 1,000 times before they would take the step to liquidate any cards that you had. Second of all, Turf and Dirt was not an authorized PSA group submitter, so if PSA did liquidate any cards, they didn't know they were part of a group sub order. Turf and Dirt claims in the email to customers that they actually closed their physical store location in Washington. They have also sought the advice of an attorney after being threatened to be sued numerous times over the last year because of the PSA group submission debacle. They claim to be working through the orders one at a time and are only now contacting some of the customers that were impacted.
Might be the case. I don't know.
Back in August of 2021, Turf and Dirt was featured on a YouTube channel called Upflip, where they claimed to be making $62,000 a month. Suddenly, less than 2 years later, and Turf and Dirt says they closed their store, and now customers are furious. You'll remember it was back in January of 2022 that we covered the Mark's Cards situation. Mark's Cards was the Southern California hobby shop that took in customer cards and money, would send the cards to PSA, but Mark's Cards would never pay PSA. When the bill came due from PSA, suddenly Mark's Cards didn't have the money anymore. Mark's Cards declared bankruptcy, and PSA was forced to go through Instagram DMs of Mark's Cards to determine who was owed what cards. Even hobby Golden Boy Card Collector 2 was caught up in the Mark's Cards scandal. When it was discovered, Card Collector 2 used Mark's Cards to submit cards to PSA. Card Collector 2 had to cover the $100,000 Mark's Cards never sent to PSA for their orders. Mark's Cards was an authorized PSA group submitter. Turf and Dirt was not. So this will likely get treated differently by PSA because of it. So we've got a mess on our hands here. Customers submitted cards to somebody who wasn't a PSA group submitter. These orders were likely never paid for. And now Turf and Dirt claims that PSA has liquidated their cards. What will happen? What should happen? Will some of the cards never be returned? Leave your comments and be sure to check here for updates as they happen right here on Sports Card Radio.
Vibes.